ahead of myself. There we go, all fixed. Okay. Back for another live stream as obvious. Not going to be on super long. I was just watching J-Man and the J-Man show, and they were... Didn't mean to jump in at the same time as them, but I needed to get mine done, and... let's see. So they were doing some interesting drawing. It was nice. So I did fix the problem. Joe and a J show has been corrected. It is not bullshit, Sip. I fixed the problem. I did fix it. I did fix it. So I now have Sip's ticket corrected. So the Joe and a J show will now be back on the 12th is when Sip will get here. So we'll have the first Joe and a J show on the 13th. But now we've also got it so that he's going to stay later. So it's not going to be as few shows. We'll actually get 8 shows in. So we'll get a full week of shooting going there. Sip, don't forget the thumbs up. Go click that thumbs up button. I dare you to. I dare you to. I'll tell you, you have to, Sip, because I said so. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got chores for you to do. I went to Lowe's and I got some home improvement stuff, so we got things to do. So what we'll do is we'll do that while Sip and I do home improvement work. We'll be live for that. It's just one more thing we can do. You should see Sip do home improvement. It's just a storm of... That's what
I said in the Depot store when you were trying to redneck rig the toilet.
Sure, yeah, Evie goes, you can't fix that on your own. You can't jerry rig it. You can't redneck rig it. I need Sip. Hello, David. Yes, you are. You're going to do lots, Sip. You're a workaholic. If I mention work, you're like on it. Yeah, you'll do it. And you'll like it. You'll do it and you'll like it. So, yeah. So, I fixed the Joe and a J problem. Actually, to be fair, Sip was the reason that all of this happened. It's all his fault, really. And I just had to correct it all and do all of this work. And it's so much effort for him. So, I fixed it. Hello, Lex. Hello, David. Of course, Daniel. Thank you. All right, Matt Willis. Hello. Yeah, I posted the one video this morning. I just wanted to see how you guys would respond to maybe a not so live video, and it didn't get the responses I hoped for. So the live stream seemed to get a lot more views, but like I said in that video this morning, I seem to lose subscribers when I do live streams, and I don't know why. Maybe it's just like people see it popping up and they're like, I don't have time to deal with this guy anymore. You know, he's making notifications, my phone's beeping, here I am trying to do things, and this guy beeps in every day. I can't deal with it anymore, and they unclick. So I think that may be what's going on. Who knows? But that's okay. I'm picking up new subscribers. I'm losing lots of them, but, you know, it's going to happen. It's just part of the game. But I did want to say I'd noticed this. Big shouts out to, let's see, who was it? Canada coming up. You guys are going to be taking over the number 2 spot. If this keeps going, you guys in the UK are dropping to 25% of my viewership. Canada was anywhere at 3.6%. Australia's coming up. And then, of course, I know it's got to be Tom. So it's got to be Tom in the Netherlands who it is. Oh, well, here, David, let me see if this fixes the... Sorry about that. Yeah, so Canada is now at... Of course, the United States has always been my top geographies of watch time, but they're still holding a commanding 56% of my total viewership. But the UK was at 25%, but Canada has come out of left field to come up strong with 4.9%. And like I said, at one point they were no more than 3.2, 3.4%. So to have so many people from Canada tuning in means a ton. And of course, Australia means a whole lot. I'm completely flabbergasted that I'm actually getting some people from Australia. And then, of course, like I said, Tom, who's always been stopping in, I'm sure he's my 1% from the Netherlands. But that's my top 5 countries from viewership. So it's United States, United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, Netherlands. Anyone watch any of the Olympics? I watched a little bit, Sip. I watched a little bit of curling. I saw Shaun White take gold. So yeah.
I have to say, at least in the snowboarding, Ohio was represented.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That made me very happy. I heard that on the radio and I was so excited.
Well, I'm sorry, yeah, David, it just might be, man. I've tried to buff the stream up as best I can, put it to its own. I'm using my my internal data now to try to hopefully broadcast better for you. I don't know if it's working or not, so I apologize, but it's about the best I can do there, mate. It's the best I can do. I try, and I try, but I don't know. Boo. Boo. Boo, 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 boo. What did we say we were going to call that, Sip? What did we say we were going to call that? Calling Coulter? That would be boo on you. Let's see. I need to fix that. That's why it's saying that. I always play with the titles, and I use too corrective English when I'm naming these videos. So I got to start realizing that you guys don't need me to say I. You know who did what. Let's see if that helps. Okay, so like I said, I'm only going to be on this live stream 30, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, depending on how crazy and wacky. There we go. Yeah. So Sip messed up the airline ticket. I fixed it, and now it's all corrected, and we've got the ticket booked, and I saved Daniel $34. That's the kind of friend I am, huh? Well, Sip messes up, I fix it, and save him $30. What a friend. How many people come through and do that for you? Not many, I'll tell you what. Not many. It was bullshit, Sip. You messed it all up, and it was bullshit that I had to fix it. But everyone here knows now, for eternity, that it was me, G-Bomb, who came through and fixed Daniel. Speaking of which, guys, tell me this. If Daniel started a channel up... Oh, here you go, buddy. Smoke up. There you go. If Daniel started a channel, well, he already has his channel, but if he started putting content, you guys would watch, right? I already told Sip just to start making small videos for now, just to get going and watch it take off. I think Sip wants to do YouTube. He's just afraid. He's afraid that he's going to be awesome, and then he's going to have people going to have to tell him he's going to have to do work, and he's going to have to start playing with the computer more, and he doesn't want to do that. So I think that's his big... You're lazy. You are lazy. But I think that once Sip and I, like, you guys realize that when I go hang out with Sip and the videos Sip and I make, we're not making videos specifically for anything we're doing. We're just doing what we're doing and videotaping it. So... he needs to videotape the stuff he does, because the way if you guys could see Sip on a daily basis, it's absolutely hilarious to watch even some of the smallest things he does, the way he gets overly hyped about it.
Worked up.
Yeah, worked up. Kind of like losing a trivia game.
Kind of like a woman in that sense.
You busting, you getting clowned on. I kill you. Well, you know what, though, Sip, to kill me, you have to have more than 17 points. So
and he's got to be here.
So you're a little far off from killing me right now. So, best of luck to you, Sip. Hold on, I'm going to sneeze again. Oh, God. Oh, that was out of a left field one. Oh.
It obviously wasn't out of left field because you told us about it.
Yeah, but like I
I'm
was
just
expecting,
saying.
like it snuck up on me. I arrive on the 12th. Your funeral the 13th. Good. Good. Well,
At
you're
least I
gonna
have something to look forward
wait,
to.
Sipar. So you're saying that you're gonna kill me and have the oh, thank you, Matt, and that you're going to have the funeral arrangements all ready to go for me by the next day? That's a friend indeed. That is a
That's
friend.
going above and beyond.
I mean,
that kind of proves premeditated, though.
do I get a viewing? I don't think I want a viewing.
Not if he kills you.
I
Your
think
body would probably be mangled.
Wouldn't it be better just to have like a big party and like I don't know, like balloons and music and a DJ? I'd want a DJ at my funeral. I want a DJ. I want him spinning on the ones and twos.
Well, and you have to have those people.
What?
I
Oh
have to
yeah,
go up
yeah.
to 'em.
I have specifically instructed Evie that when I someday, because it's inevitable, we're all going to die. But when I die, I specifically, I don't have a lot of requests, but I do have a request that I am buried on a Saturday. I want a Saturday funeral. And the reason is because being that I'm military, it means that they're going to have to bring the honor guard in to do the 21 gun salute for me. And you're thinking, well, that's kind of prestigious and all. And it's like, well, that's not the reason why I want to have my funeral on a Saturday. Is because the reason is that I know for a fact that the guys who are doing that detail means that Friday night they can't drink and party because the next morning, wherever base they're coming from, they're going to have to load into a van with their Class A uniforms looking pristine, and they're going to have to drive to there, stay up all day, have this funeral, do their role of the thing, not be able to enjoy the Saturday, drive back, get back Sunday, and if everybody in the military knows, Sunday is not really a day off. You kind of just use Sunday to like recover from drinking all weekend or whatever you did all weekend and get your uniforms correct. They pick up the brass and cash at a Sip goes at a Jewish military. They pick up the brass and then cash it in. But
that's a good one.
So the reason I want the Saturday funeral is so that those guys, and Evie's been instructed that when I do pass, she is to go up to them and inform them that my husband said, "Ha, I ruined your weekend." Just to ruin their weekend. I just want to know that I took away a weekend from some soldiers. It's a soldier thing to kind of do that, so other military people would understand the comedy. Would you grab my other energy, hun?
It should be right next to you.
Is it? No.
Other side.
Oh, there she blows. Thank you. Okay. Let's see. I've got the Monster Energy, the Gronk. The Gronk. So I'm not familiar. Let me see if I can get the lighting better for you guys. The Gronk. There we go. Gronk. Okay. I don't know what that means. It's gridiron something maybe. I don't know. There's not a whole lot of info to it, but it does have a football player. I was supposed to go over to
your mom's house today. Oops.
Now here's something you guys probably don't know about this, but let's see. Where is the ingredient? Aha, right there. See this ingredient right here? I don't know if you can or not. My thumb was right above it. Hold on, maybe it'll focus in. You have tomato plants 6 inches tall. Oh, great, David. I'll be growing mine again this season. I want to do what's called a bucket garden, so I'll be growing all my fruits and vegetables in buckets in my front yard, and that way I can just move them around when it's time to like cut the lawn or whatever. I just roll the buckets out of the way. Really easy to water, and then you don't have to do a whole lot of like tilling of the yard, worrying about weeds and stuff like that. And for the most part, the animals don't get into it, so that's good. Love growing tomatoes. Had fresh tomatoes all last season. It was wonderful. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, the ingredient right there. Well, it's not actually bull semen anymore. They synthesized the ingredient to make it like that. But that's how Red Bull started, was with that. But the chemical, the ingredient is taurine. And taurine is the synthesized version of bull semen. And it's what gives you another part of the, that's, what's it called? What's the exact wording they want to use? The energy blend, Monster's energy blend, yes. So the energy blend is what part of the vitamins and junk in there, but it's delicious. Look at that.
Best bull urine ever.
Oh yeah. You mean this stuff comes out of a bull? It was like that Chuck Norris joke. Chuck Norris's urine is a powerful stimulant. When bottled, we call this Red Bull. Yep. It's spelled, I know what you mean there. I leaked in my boxers everywhere. I know what you mean, but it's the spelling is Taurine. Again, that's Tango Alpha Uniform Romeo India November Echo. It's delicious. So, go get yourself some artificial bull semen. And you know why? When you really think about it, the cost of bull semen is quite ridiculous. For like per ounce of what you pay, it's quite expensive. I'm surprised. Maybe they like eventually started moving to horse semen because it was cheaper. I don't know. Oh, is it, Sip? Tomatoes are great, though. I mean, and I don't blame people. I've never understood the purpose of a flower garden. When people, I want to plant flowers. I thought it was the most ridiculous and stupid thing. I see no point in it whatsoever. But I do get a point in understanding planting vegetables. So if you want to have a tomato garden instead of a rose garden, I completely am all for that. That makes sense. You know, you actually get something out of it. It almost, pays for itself. What they give ADD patients? They give them Ritalin. They also give them, what's that called? Not Ritalin. I don't remember. What do they call it? What is that drug they give the... You can have some... I don't remember the name. I don't take it. I've never had the stuff. I know people who take it. Adderall. That's it. Adderall. I've seen people on Adderall. That's like legal crack. It's legal crack. That's ridiculous. Who wants to be on that? I'm sure this will be demonetized of a video because not only have we been talking about bull semen, we've been talking about horse semen. But, I mean, technically that's the technical medical term for it. Crack. You know, the side effects of smoking weed is you now have less weed. Because I do coke. That's right. Oh, that's cool, David. In a 12-ounce can, you say, huh? Yeah. It happens, and it's not pleasant. If I ever had the ideas for building gardens, I've come up with, like, an amazing idea for a system of gardening. And I would love to be able to implement it. It would take me a lot to eventually do it. But someday, maybe. No. We're talking about tomatoes and doing coke, apparently, Shelly. And I saw your comment earlier, Shelly, about how you wanted to learn to play cribbage, and I think that's amazing. You should. I was going to tell you, there's an app you can download. It won't explain the rules to you. I'm sure there's a rule book, but it's easier to have the game explained to you and then just read the rules. It's not complicated at all. It's the process. Every part of the game has a process. There's 3 parts to each time you do a hand, and it's making sure that you remember where to get your points correctly. And that's the hardest thing new people have playing, is finding their points. But once you start learning it, Evie picked up cribbage in no time at all. Playing on an app on her phone helped her learn the game so quickly. I learned it a lot quicker than what I learned it by just playing and learning. But it was so cool that you commented that you wanted to learn to play cribbage. I think that's awesome. I think more people should. It's a lot of fun. It's a good game. Some good stories about it. I used to play my grandfather for a penny a point. And we played a quarter a game, a penny a point. So you pay. So there's don't lose the pegs. I take a good time. You're good at Scrabble. I like Scrabble, but I am not good at it. Spelling is not my forte. But what's interesting, though, is my grandpa was one time apparently at a bar in Florida, and he was with my uncle, and my grandpa was good. And I guess some people decided that they wanted to play for $10 a game and $1 a point. So there's something on a cribbage board called a skunk line. A skunk, like the animal, a skunk. And if you can keep your opponent from scoring I love spades. So if your opponent doesn't score enough points to cross the skunk line, it means that it's doubled. And then there's what's called a double skunk line. And basically that's where the points would go. So if you skunk somebody and it's $10 a game, $1 a point, now it's $20 a game and $2 a point. At which point, though, from a skunk line, you're looking at somewhere in the range of 50 points. And if it's $2 a point, one game was like $120. And I believe my grandpa skunked the guy on one, beat him on another, and then double skunked him, which means it would have been $40 a point, or $40 a game, and $4 a point, in which I think that's where the fight broke out, and basically my grandpa and my uncle had wound up getting into it. My grandpa hustled these people. He was good at cribbage. This is why I'm good at cribbage. It's also called bridge little pegs in a pegboard, is it? Huh. But I've been playing, love cribbage to death. I was looking up some tournaments. They have one in Boston in October. I was thinking since I go up and visit SIP in October, maybe next year I'll try to time it so that I can hit a cribbage tournament while I'm up there. Because I'll tell you what, I think I could win. I really, really think I could win in a cribbage tournament. I definitely have the skill. Trained by some of the best. In October, SIP. Well, I'm coming up in summer. I got to come up and see SIP in summer. We have some videos we do want to shoot. No. Oh, no. I don't believe so, Matt. I don't believe so. It's always been called cribbage. Yeah. There might be another name for it out there, but I'm not I'm not aware of it. I've always heard it as just cribbage. It's very popular with hello, Coaster. Thank you for stopping in. It's a fun game. It's just if you're good, it helps out with math, and that's what I think is really good. It helps you learn to count and add more than you could ever believe. So if you have kids that are maybe struggling in some early math, playing cribbage with them is a great way to help build up math skills. So I think I can attribute that to my being able to count so quickly, is adding things up quickly in your head. So very cool. I love though sometimes when you see the numbers go up, like we just spiked for a second, two people jumped in and they're like, hey, what's this guy talking about? And they listen to about 5 seconds and they're like, nope. I don't know though. That kind of like tickles me. It makes me laugh. That at the same time people like, I don't know. I'll give a live stream at least 5 minutes. If I'm going to stop into a live stream, I'm giving a bare minimum of 5 minutes because I want to see what's being said. You can never jump into a conversation and be like, oh, well, I don't like this. You have to get Piper. She's right there. Piper. There she is, Sip. She's getting fixed next month. Hello, Anne. How are you? I was telling people earlier, I was very proud to say Australia is now commanding 3.5% of my viewership. I'm not familiar with those terms, 7, 11, 21 point pinch. I'm not familiar with those. I've always just played the standard one. So, yeah, but what a great... I would love to play. So, if David, man, if we ever get a chance and I ever actually meet up with you guys at whatever, I'll definitely bring the cribbage board and we'll definitely play a game of cribbage. I have a nice custom set of playing cards that have a picture of my grandfather on the back. Evie got them for me. So whenever I play cribbage, I always have my grandpa there with me when I play. And I love my deck of cards. It's an amazing deck. Yeah. Got some new video game stuff, too, the other day. Let's see, I picked up a copy of Skate or Die 2 on NES. Sorry about that. As I was saying, I got Buffy the Vampire Slayer on PlayStation 2. And then I picked up the multi-adapters for the Sega and the NES. So you plug in... You played Skibo? Yeah? Buffy, I know. Well, I was talking to the guy at the game store, and I was like, how's the game? He was like, it's okay. It's nothing super, it's nothing amazing. But if you're a fan of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Well, then, yeah. And I was like, well, I am. A lot of these stuff, too, I buy games not because I want to play the game. I have nostalgia for the artwork. A lot of it, too, like my Game Boy Advanced, I don't buy games to play it. I buy it for the artwork on the cover, the little sticker. That's what I buy it for. And it's just, sometimes artwork means more to me, especially with Atari games. The artwork, there's two games at the game store I want for Atari. One I can't believe is $13. And I think it's called River Raid. River Icebreaker. That's what it's called. Icebreaker. You're a piece of work. Is it? Did you play it, Ann? You've played Buffy the Vampire Slayer on... Yeah. I'll have to check it out then. But, oh, wow, that's amazing. I'm so stoked to find that out. So, Buffy the Vampire Slayer on PlayStation 2 and is played. See, we can find games to connect on eventually. But Skate or Die 2, I'm very excited to find a copy of that one. DX Ball? I'm not familiar with DX Ball. Is that on, what system is that on? You want a Buffy lunchbox? Really? I'm excited to check it out then. I'm actually excited to play this one. My favorite episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer was the Hush episode, which I heard they were very like, can we make this work? Oh, you are so lucky, Coaster. Oh, is it? I do have, I have an Atari 2600 upstairs, not boxed, and I've only got myself a handful of games right now. But when I was a kid, we used to have boxes and boxes of Atari games, so I'm a huge Atari fan. I love my Atari games. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, sweet. Road Rash. Road Rash is a good game. Musical one. I love collecting the old games, but now what's really cool is technically, because I have the multi 4-player adapter, I should be able to have 4 people playing hockey. So now we can play 4 people on hockey, but because I also I got the Sega 4-player adapter, so now I can play 4 players on Sega, 4 players on Nintendo, which I never had any of these adapters when I was a kid, because one, we could never... Adventure on Atari, loved it. I have it. I've got it. Adventure's one of my favorite games. Mega Mania is my absolute favorite Atari game of all time. Mega Mania. And I got that upstairs. As soon as I saw a copy of Mega Mania, I was like, I don't care what the price is, I'm buying it. So... And I do have a copy of Atlantis, which until I stick in the machine and actually turn on, I can't confirm that it could be a copy of Atlantis too. Oh, yep, the Mega Drive. Well, for us, what's cool is that you guys call it the Mega Drive, and for us, it was the Genesis. Which, it's really odd that they... E.T. Now, I did have a copy of E.T. when I was a kid, and that game was absolutely horrible to play. There is some games though that people say are horrible to play, and I enjoy playing them. They're just some people out there just don't get the point of some games. Surround was one of my favorite, another one of my favorite Atari games where you would basically try. It was like early Snake, but you're trying to battle against. It was like Snake Battle. Friday the 13th on NES. That was I've watched somebody beat that game, and there's like a way to play around with it and beat the programming to that game. Dr. and Jekyll and Mr. Hyde on the NES was a game I never could understand whatsoever. It was so difficult. If you watch the Angry Video Game Nerd, though, on his channel on Cinemassacre, he covers it. And what a great show. If you guys have never seen the Angry Video Game Nerd, type in AVGN, start on season 1. If you're a retro gaming fan, you're in for a real treat. You'll definitely enjoy it. That's the best you know on the Seren... Oh, hold on. I missed what Ann said. Hold on. Because she was talking about the Hush episode, which was one of my favorite episodes. My next favorite episode was called... it was another, a later episode after the Hush, it was called Once More with Feeling. That was my other favorite Buffy the Vampire Slayer episode, Once More with Feeling. That's the best did you know that on Serenity, the two Hushin ones starred as someone. Huh. Oh, very cool, David. Yeah, I want to get that game again. I got to find some more retro gaming stuff. I had some of the very hard to find gaming systems when I was a kid that people don't talk a lot about. For instance, I had an R-Zone, and it was horrible gaming system, but I remember having it as a kid. I wanted it, and I got an R-Zone for like my birthday or something. I had a Game.com system, which was now they just shortened it to call it a Gamecom, but I had a Gamecom. Let's see. There was a few others. I never had a Game Gear. I always wanted a Game Gear. I still do. If you ever find an old Game Gear and people tell you the screen doesn't work, what it is they have the capacitors that... Oh, you do? Okay. You got them all backed up. And see, that's cool. I know a lot of people that are into... they don't mind the playing the video games on the ROMs. And that's fine. And, you know, I respect people who play it like that. It's not for everybody, but for me, my video games, I have to have something physical. I want something physical. I don't like digital games. I don't even like games on CD. It seems so cheap to me. I liked cartridges. I really did. Now, there are some games on CD that hold more nostalgia, but it's like, even then, like with CD games, I'm more interested in the case, like Final Fantasy VII. I'm more interested in the case than I am the game, but if I had the game in a cartridge form, I would be more, I don't know, used to that. Used to play Wolfenstein on the old CD. Well, I have it right over here still. I didn't put it upstairs yet, Ann. I found this at the thrift store. I showed everybody yesterday, but I don't know if you caught it or not. And I had found the Commodore tape drive for a Commodore 64. I found it at the thrift store. So, that's going to be flipped, though. So, yep. That's what I found yesterday. So, I never played on a Commodore. I found somebody on Twitter who's into these old, like, video game computer systems like that. And I think I'm going to try to get a hold of him if he wants, because he seems like somebody who's really into it. And if he'll pay for shipping. Oh, you used to have a Commodore 64? No way. Well, then you remember the tape drive, the tape CD drive, or not tape CD drive, the tape disc drive. It was called the C2N Dataset Unit Model 1530 for the Commodore. So I never had a Commodore. But very cool that, you know, people are still remembering it. But the guy I found on Twitter, he's big into those kind of gaming stuff. So I think if he's willing to pay the shipping and handling and maybe like a small fee of just to cover the cost, like, I'll send it to him. I don't think I really got into computers much until like they were on like the 8.5-inch floppy. Oh, all is well. Intellivision, yeah. Now they've got an Intellivision system that you can buy now, and it's called Intellivision Lives on the Nintendo GameCube, and it's a collection of Intellivision games. Hello, J-Man. I stopped in. I was watching your live stream, Joe. You guys doing a great job drawing your pictures as always. I was trying to do my best to listen to you guys. I was driving when you came on live. So what I was doing was I had the phone up to my ear while I was driving down the road. And then I was just trying to listen to what you guys were saying. And then every time I get to a red light, I'd look and see what you guys are up to. And then back over here. That's why I wanted you guys to know that I was there and I wasn't going anywhere. But I really couldn't type a whole lot. But I was there listening. And I made sure I thumbs up and everything like that. I didn't want to leave you hanging. Oh, did you? Started out on the 64 Commodore and moved on to the 128 Commodore. Slow down, guys. Slow down. Right? The whole 2K of memory. If you recorded on both sides at high speed, you could get 2K of memory. That literally would be enough time for me probably to push the button to go live, and in probably 1 second of data, it would be gone, and it would fill that whole thing up to have 1 second's worth of data. Probably wouldn't be able to do that. Probably wouldn't be able to do that. But that's amazing that they were able to make it run and function. Oh, no. Oh, well, I can't wait to get you here too, Sip. It's going to be a lot of fun when you get here, man. Looking forward to having you come visit. Woo! Did it? Now, let me see. I want to see the difference. Let's look at the Commodore. I want to see. Let's look at the 128. Commodore 128. Okay. Yeah, there's the Commodore 128. Kind of basic looking. Okay, then let's check out the Commodore 64. Oh, wow, yeah, the Commodore 64 is way cooler looking. It's got that little joystick. Oh, I've seen one of those joysticks at the store. Is that what that's for? That's a Commodore stick? I'm going to buy it. I'll buy it. I didn't know that that's what that was. I've seen it at the game store, and I was like, what is that? Ha, somebody hooked their iPhone up to a Commodore. They made the port. Oh, wow, look at this. They got the old... Oh, wow, look at this Commodore setup, people. Hold on. Look at this. Look at that. He's got the phone, dial-up phone modem, the CDs, got the joystick, the drives. I think that's the... Look at the phone modem. That is so cool. That's old school, people. That's dial-up. You have no idea. But that is so cool to see. Look at that. Now somebody is over here. They just used a Raspberry Pi and they took a shell and they put all the stuff onto it. I mean, I'm sure you could load everything you would want into it. I know they're making a mini one that's supposed to release. Oh, yeah, we're talking about the Commodore 64 and the Commodore 128, and I had found that piece the other day, so we were talking to Ann about it. I heard, though, this March they're going to be releasing a mini Commodore 64, so it's supposed to be like the size of a quarter, and you can plug it into like your phone or something like that, and basically it's a working Commodore 64. Hello, Cody. There's my favorite YouTube personnel. Glad to have you stopping by, bud. Well, it's cool, but unfortunately, Joe, this won't be staying in the collection. Yeah, that's gonna be sold right away. And I'm gonna flip this and then try to make some good money on it. And what I'll do with this, though, is I'll take the money that I get from this and I'll go buy something I do want. So that's a lot of the way I get the money that I want for these videos. This stuff is not cheap. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This stuff's a lot more expensive than you would think. So, I mean, back in the day, buying a brand new game was already $60, and now you can go into that game store and, you pick up one game and it's like $5 or $6, and you're like, okay, well, that's not so bad.
20-minute conversation.
But there's other games I go in there and I look at, and they're like there's one game I want at the game store, but it is retardedly expensive. It's $174 for one Nintendo game. So that's when you start getting into like the really collectible pieces of retro gaming. You start getting into the hundreds of dollars for single pieces. I like to stay in the low range, and I give myself a budget of what I can spend every month. But then the way I can add to my budget is, again, taking stuff like this, buy it, flip it, get extra money, and that I can apply towards the pricier items that I want. The systems don't cost a whole lot. But just to be able to go out and get a Nintendo 64, you're looking at spending probably $80 just to get you up and going. To have any kind of a decent game with it, you're probably looking at about $120 to get you started. And that'll get you started. $120 will get you a unit, a game, a decent game, a controller, maybe a memory card. You don't really need a memory card, but a Rumble Pack is nice to have. A PlayStation, you can be up and going on a PlayStation for probably $50, $60. Let's see. You want an NES? You're looking at anywhere just to get you started on some decent games. You can probably pick up a used NES for about $50, $60. But it's adding these collections. It's the fun of finding everything that makes it really interesting, of finding all these old games again. You have an
like
old
a
NES.
scavenger hunt.
Well, it depends on what model. Is it just that original, like, gray with the purple buttons? If so, and you've got an original, the first model, you're looking at about $80 if you have all your controllers. You don't need a game. The whole unit itself is worth about $80. Maybe a little bit more depending on the region. Maybe a little more if the condition's really well, or if it's still in the box, you can get more. But generally, a Super Nintendo goes for about $80 retail. Private sale, maybe you could get about $60. If you have the SNES 2, that goes for about $75. Gray with the purple and the little switches and the pop it out thingy.
It's like a scavenger hunt trying to find all the games.
It really is, and like even with
trying to catch Pokemon. Gotta catch
pack of smokes, these are for $4. With Eevee, and like what I've turned Eevee onto a lot with the retro gaming is she's gotten into collecting. She just collects games of stuff she likes. Like we got her
of things that were familiar to my childhood, things that I collected when I was a kid. That's what it is. Things that I could, things I wanted to collect as a kid but could not afford.
Like though she got some Lizzie McGuire games the other day. Now I like the show Lizzie McGuire only because back in the day I had a crush on Lizzie.
Hilary Duff was who played that.
No, see though you got an old camera collection. That's so cool,
Careful,
Joe.
honey.
What?
You flicked your ashes.
Oh, I'm sorry. An old camera collection, dude. That is so cool. I love old cameras. I don't know why, but it's just one more thing. I'm a collector of collections. I love collections. I like making collections and then collecting stuff for my collections. No, you don't hear an Xbox, but I do have an original Xbox. Yes, Jack, I'm seeing you. I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to ignore you.
And yes, they do hear the Xbox going in the background. Somebody came online.
Oh, yeah, I got an Xbox. My Xbox 360's in the back. If you're ever not sure if I'm not seeing you, you can always just throw up a little cheap super chat, and that'll make sure it gets through. I'm just kidding, but seriously.
It'll highlight your name.
You know what, Joe? You and Jay should show off some of the... Oh, that's so cool. They made a Sega game with built-in Sega games. That's interesting.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. I was just kidding. No, I see you, Jack. There's Jack. Hi, Jack. Have I been to Jack's channel recently? Hold on, let me click on Jack. I want to see his channel. I see you guys' little pictures there, and I don't ever get to, like, always see what you guys look like, and... it's sometimes interesting to see what you guys look like. Oh, there's Jack. There he is. And I'm not subscribed to Jack. Well, see there. I needed to correct that. Now I am. I can't believe I didn't do that. That's okay. I still want to be subscribed to your channel. That way when you see people see, oh, here's Jay Greenbaum subscribed to him. That's cool, man. You know? Networking and all.
And your mom has a cat carrier for Piper.
Oh, well, thank you, Joe. Oh, there we go. Add a moderator. There you go. Okay, so we're coming up here on the 45-minute mark. I said I was going to do 45 minutes. We'll do a full hour. We'll do one full hour because I did do a 17-minute video earlier this morning. I like kind of doing that. Oh, I know. We haven't seen you in a while. I have missed you, mate. Hopefully everything is okay. Life is good. LG. David, did you see Chitty Chitty Bang Bang yet? I can't wait till you do, because someone's going to definitely get on here and start saying, oh, you, pretty chitty bang bang, pretty chitty bang bang, what will do? Joe, have you ever showed Jay Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? Great movie. If not, I would recommend it. You can download it off of Amazon for like an Amazon rental for a night. I think it's a video, great for kids. No, I haven't had any more Buckfast. And I don't think I'm going to have any more Buckfast for a while. While that stuff is delicious. As far as cheap wines would go, it was delicious. But it definitely will get you. Oh, you did? That's so cool. You guys watched the musical scenes of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Well, very cool. No, Sean, you haven't missed much, buddy. I'm going to be on here about another 15 minutes, unfortunately. So hopefully you'll go back. You can watch what you missed later and get your daily dose of me, G. Oh, you did? Good, David. I'm glad. I'm happy to have you. You're going to enjoy it. Dick Van Dyke does a great job in that. The musical scenes are just amazing. The songs are awesome. It's always hold a special place for me, a little Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And the fact that, and the Ace Ventura reenactment, pretty good. Oh, really? You didn't like the guy in the lollipop? He was kind of a scarier guy catching all the kids. The kid, come out, my little children. I've got lollipops. Oh, he was kind of creepy. He was creepy. I just know that as a child, if any situation where there was like, I'd have been skeptical. I'd have stayed and hidden. But it's interesting though. I have it on DVD, David, but I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. That's awesome. But yeah, I have it on DVD. I bought it in Iraq. No, excuse me, Afghanistan. I discovered Amazon. People were like, oh, you can, a lot of people were ordering movies. I was finding that I could order movies for like a penny and it was costing me $2 to ship it. The two-headed llama and the giant moth on Dr. Dolittle. Yeah, I remember Dr. Dolittle, the original. He walks with the animals and talks with the animals. But I will always say that the scene that made me uncomfortable in that movie, even as a child, was when he's talking to the seal and they think that he threw his mother over. He gets a little intimate with the seal, it seems like. And even as a child, I recognized that this was a little odd. But maybe that was me. But speaking as creepy, though, my brother used to be scared of Willy Wonka, the scene with the boat going into the tunnel. He was always afraid of that scene. Never bothered me, though. Never bothered me one bit. Put that right there. There we go. That's actually quite convenient. There's a straw. Nope, not going to mess with that. What can we finish up talking about? Yeah, Gene Wilder passed away. A great legend in comedy. I loved his style of comedy. Gene Wilder was amazing. His seriousness to his comedy was amazing, and the way he presented himself. I don't believe I saw Nodie. Don't believe I ever saw that Nodie. I do remember I was probably like 6 or 7, and I watched Mary Shelley's Frankenstein with Robert De Niro, and that scared the crap out of me. I saw Army of Darkness when I broke both my wrists. My grandpa found out I had broken both my wrists, and he raced to help take care of me, and he had rented Army of Darkness for me. Nope, never saw Nodie, the little man in the red and yellow car. Nope, never saw that one. Nope, not familiar with it at all. Never heard of it. The original Exorcist? Yeah, it's a good one, Sib.
Never saw it.
Never saw the original Exorcist?
Nope, Mom would never allow that in our house. That's like how the movie It is here.
Don't go down that road there.
You're not bringing It into this movie, into this house.
I've never seen It. I never saw the original, and I never saw the remake, and I have no intentions.
I would watch it for you, but expect me to be up for a good couple of days after that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no worries, Jay. I appreciate it. You're here all the time, man.
Just because that is a classic, and I believe everybody should watch it. But they should not watch it with their cousin when they're young.
Ah.
Jamie made me watch it.
I'm trying to think of some other. I have Enemy Mine with, I think it's Kurt Russell in Enemy Mine when he was younger. Kurt Russell? I believe it's Kurt Russell. Hello, Gary. Don't know. I've never heard of Fireman Sam. Nope. That's another one I'm drawing a blank on. Now, who was it? It was, who was talking? I was talking to somebody yesterday, and they're trying to help me figure out this movie. Well, of course, Jaws is great. Don't go down that road there. That road leads to the Porta-John. Ground there is sour. Sometimes holding it's better. When we landed in Kuwait, everyone got on this big kick of, don't go down that road there. And Sip was doing that. Don't go down there. That road leads to the Porta-Johns. Ground there is sour. Sometimes holding it's better. And I have that on video somewhere of him doing that. I've got to dig out the old video. It's got to be on one of these computers that I have. I actually just, Evie, found one of my old computers. Now, I do know of Bob the Builder. I've never watched Bob the Builder. I did used to watch Rupert, though. Rupert was one of my
favorites. I did watch Bob the Builder once or twice.
I remember when Blue's Clues first came out. I was a little old for that. Can we fix it? I don't know. I fixed the problem Sip created. So, now when Sip gets here, if you guys want to hear some good movie lines... Do you guys remember, if any of you guys probably don't, but it used to be called TNT's Monster in a Movie with Billy Bob Thornton? Now, there's rumors that that is coming back. Pet Sematary? Oh, yeah.
Yep. Oh, that movie freaked me out, too. We got married by the freaking guy from the Pet Sematary.
Oh, no, that was the Exorcist, the Poltergeist guy.
Yeah, Poltergeist guy.
Yeah, the guy who married Evie and I, he looked like the old man from Poltergeist. He was so happy. I could not
stop laughing.
Caroline's going to lead us into the light.
That movie freaked me out. Okay, so did Pet Sematary, but...
Poltergeist scared the shit out of me.
Poltergeist freaked me out so bad.
Yeah.
And then we got married by the guy from the Poltergeist, which I always thought looked like he was a reverend, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. He was.
Yeah.
Oh, that movie.
Which made it even worse. So I'm sitting there dying laughing, thinking, they're here. And my grandma just kind of always had that voice.
Oh, there's Sip. He said it. They're here. This house is clean. Now I'll say this. I saw Poltergeist 1 and scared me to half to death. I saw Poltergeist 2, but it wasn't till much later. But I saw Poltergeist 3, and that one freaked me out too. The remake they did of Poltergeist was nowhere near as scary. Because everybody knows the scene from Poltergeist where the guy goes in and his face is melting off and everything. Holy crap, that was terrifying. And, you know, when that scene came up in the new movie, I was like, how are they going to play it? And they tried to, and they went over the top with it. And they went so over the top, it wasn't scary anymore. But if you guys want to see a scary movie, I would say that the most recently scary movie that I have seen would have been The Conjuring 2. Because... The Conjuring, and what was that other movie we watched where they went into the
Annabelle one?
No, the other one where the father traveled into the dark world. Sinister. Sinister was the first one was good.
But that was about the same couple, wasn't it?
No, Sinister was a different movie. Annabelle was about this. Annabelle and The Conjuring were about the Warrens. I've been watching The Warrens since I was a kid. I watched a ton of documentaries. I have a bunch of documentaries, if you guys haven't ever known, are one of my favorite things to watch. I've probably watched every documentary that YouTube has available to watch. I probably watched it twice. Mama was okay. But the reason I like The Conjuring 2 and that I like Sinister so much is that in a lot of these movies, like these scary movies, they try to use jump scares. And I think jump scares are so cheap. And it's almost gotten to the point where I can call when a jump scare is going to happen because it was so cheap. But with those two movies, with Sinister and The Conjuring 2, they don't pretend to hide the terror. They put it in your face and they make you look at it for a while before it happens. That is terrifying. That is more terrifying. There's a scene where, I guess, I don't want too many spoilers if you guys aren't into it. Spoilers don't ever bother me when someone tells me, oh, I don't want to tell you about the movie. I'm like, tell me anyway, because it's not going to make any difference. But there's a scene in the movie where the woman's in this, she's looking at this painting, and you know that it's going to be coming out of that direction, and then you just see this shadow moving along the wall as it lines up with the painting, and you're like, oh my God, it's going to come out of the painting. And that to me was, I was like, you knew it was going to happen. You watched it happen. You're watching this going down. You know what's going to happen, and there's nothing you can do about it. That is terrifying. Scary stuff. The Amityville Horror with Ryan Reynolds was really good. There's a few scenes in there that when I was in college, I covered my eyes. I haven't done that since I was a child, and the scene came up, and I went, no! I was like, oh my gosh, did I really just do that? So that's how I knew that was a good movie. But anything Amityville has always been a good bit of movie stuff to watch.
I watched a lot of the old stuff. Since I've been older, I don't like to watch them.
And I'll say this too. Okay, Ann, well, you have a great day. Thank you for stopping by. I'll say this too about old scary movies. It's even better on VHS.
My mom liked scary movies.
Oh, I know.
She raised, you've seen her collection, but she raised us strictly on, like, if we watched any, like, comedy or family videos, they were with Dad. Dad he took us one year for Christmas to Cheaper by the Dozen. That was my dad. Okay? My mom, however, was, here, let's watch Child's Play, the whole series in one night.
See, I wasn't allowed to watch a whole lot of scary movies when I was a kid. We didn't watch anything.
That's why my mom loved Halloween.
I didn't even see, like, there are so many movies that I missed out on because I was raised in a little bit more of a stricter household. So I wasn't allowed to watch a lot of movies that were... We rented Pulp Fiction once, and Mom didn't know what it was, but I was a huge John Travolta fan because of Grease. So we rented Pulp Fiction. I think we made it 5 minutes into the movie, and Mom made us return it. Major Payne. Oh, Joe says my mom too, Evie. So Joe feels you. But Joe's from Ohio. So that's what it is. That's what it is. It's an Ohio thing. Major Payne was great. I saw that in theaters.
But see, I'm from Cali.
We were in Texas when Major Payne came out, and I saw that with friends. We went to the movie theater. It was so cool to watch Major Payne. Tell your mama to bring me your field knife. Man, I love that movie. Major Payne was so good. And there's somebody gotta need some killing somewhere. Please, Major, my finger. You worried about the pain? Let me see your hand. I'm gonna show you a little trick. Now, I'm gonna take your little pinky. I'm gonna touch it to your wrist. You're gonna forget all about that bullet pain. So tired of it doing that. You couldn't watch MTV, Sip. Well, you guys see, I'm kind of in the middle of a generation here, which is something that's interesting to me, that this is the crowd of people that I enjoy talking with, is those just a little older than me or older than me. I don't really talk a whole lot with my own generation, which makes a lot of sense, as I don't connect with them as easily. But I remember...
You're the bridge gap.
I think the 80s kids, we're the gap to the 90s and 2000s, but between the 60s and 70s. So 60s and 70s people still can interact with 80s kids. 80s kids can still interact with the 90s and 2000ers, the millennials, if you will. So we're in an interesting age group where there's a gap between the two of where technology, like I almost grew up with the internet. You know, not quite. I still remember when there was no internet, but then I remember, does Brad still do live streams? He did one yesterday, I do believe, Jack. So you were born in 2000, Sean. Wow, man. Well, that's, hey, you're coming up in the world, buddy. I appreciate it. Trust me, the younger audience is what I always have a trouble connecting with, your age group. 2000s, wow, man. So... 2000. What was going on? There was a lot going on in 2000. Ahoy, ahoy, Anthony. Come aboard, good sir. Come aboard. Look, we're running over the hour time, but you guys are filling up this chat, so I don't want to end it and do that. 1996 for you? You're the oldest, you bet? I doubt that very much. J-Man, 1982, or Joe, 1982. I'm a 1985 baby myself. 1985, good old 1989. In 1985, Madonna, Springsteen, Madonna,
that
way
was
before
19. That was 1989.
No, it says 1985. In Springsteen, Madonna, way before Nirvana. There was YouTube and Blondie and music still on MTV. Her 2 kids in high school, they tell her that she's uncool, but she's still preoccupied with 1985.
What song am I thinking of then? There is the 1989 song.
I don't know. Then there's that new one that I'm a winner just for kicks, man. I've been kicking it since 1966, man. I don't know. A lot of bad fashion in 2000. You don't even know, man. That's when I was rocking it, dude. I was in high school looking like a young pimp. I was looking awesome. Okay, so we got 1970, 83, 74. Gary and Shelly. Shelly takes the... She was correct. Shelly takes the lead. That's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with 65. See, the 60s must have been... You guys grew up in the 70s. What a great time to be alive and growing up. That is amazing. Like, even the people who grew up in the 80s. I was born in the 80s. I didn't get to grow up in the 80s. I remember the 80s, and I remember it turning 1990. But I didn't really get to enjoy the 80s because I was so young. But there was so much going on. Yeah, you're 2001 Baby Blue. Oh, I can imagine. It must have been such an exciting time. There weren't drug tests. Everybody was making money. We were going to get flying cars. Back to the Future was finishing up. Star Wars was coming into its own. Ah, what a time. You guys have no idea how awesome it must have been. The consoles, oh yeah, I can imagine you guys had some sound systems at the time, video game systems that were exploding. That's funny, Jack. All right, Anthony, excuse me. That's funny. I lived here, David Bowie. Hilarious. Hilarious. Oh, wow. If you guys haven't remembered to thumbs up, I'm sure all of you have. We've got a dozen watching, a dozen thumbs up. But if you haven't, please remember to thumbs up. I appreciate it. We did a full hour here. We're going to probably do like another 15, 20 minutes tops. And then I'll get out of here. But this has been a fun stream. Very interesting. There we go. A couple people remembered the thumbs up there. Appreciate it, guys. We always come up with some interesting live streams, and it's why, like, I did that one this morning, that video this morning, and I couldn't get any feedback, and it was just like, this isn't working as well as I wanted it to. Pretty much, Jack, I've been streaming every day, at least bare minimum once a day. So yeah, every day. There isn't exactly a set time. You just got to kind of catch it, but early mornings, around 6 o'clock-ish, around this time, an hour or so before. Been trying to line it up and do steady to come with you guys every day. It makes it it's a lot more fun. It makes it part of my day and part of my routine, and it feels good to have a nice routine like that. And then talking with everybody every day just definitely helps out. Keeps the channel activity fresh. And it seems like, though... Oh, cool. Well, if you do that, I will definitely tune in and watch a little bit of you. Getting some Fortnite in. It's a good live stream so far. I can't say. What do I do in my everyday life outside of YouTube? I do a little bit of whatever I want. I'm always just trying to, I come up with weird things that I like to do and just, I don't know, like experiments of my own that I want to see what this does and what that does. And then a lot of the times when I'm doing stuff like this is when I decide to put it on camera because I've come up with wacky ideas. Or I want to go, I love going to thrift stores and I love going to Goodwills to hunt for stuff. I buy and I flip stuff to sell. Always looking to find a deal somewhere. Talking to Sip. Home projects. Coming up with ideas. I don't know. There's just whatever Evie lets me do. Absolutely. Well, thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. I have thought about a PS4, but I'm so like, I don't know. I'm kind of cheap like that. Exactly. I lick yellow snow and get stuck in the mud. That's what I do. And you guys just happen to come along for the ride. That's your own fault. That's a good one, Gary. That's a good one, Gary. Oh, he's quick with the Sip is attractive. Yeah, like chicken pox are attracted to kids. Eat dirt shit rainbow.
Like a light post is attractive.
Like a light post is attractive. That's funny.
Have you seen him?
Sip.
It's like a ghost. He's... You know what Sip is? He's a post that got hit by a drunk driver.
I should make that my channel description. I eat yellow snow and get stuck in mud. I love it, Sean. You know what? Why not? Why not? Hold on. I eat yellow snow and get stuck in the mud. That's what it's going to be from now on. I love it. I'll change that right now. If I can. Let's see if I can do that. That's funny. Customized channel. I eat yellow snow and get stuck in the mud. Welcome to my channel. Hi, I'm Jeremy G, and welcome to Dumbass. Alright, let's change it. I like that. I eat yellow snow and get stuck in the mud. Come on in. I'm gonna do that.
You're so weird.
Oh, that is so funny.
You're weird.
I like yellow snow and get stuck in the mud. No one's gonna... See, that's the kind of inside jokes I love. No one's gonna know what that means, but it's definitely intriguing. I would watch somebody's channel if they put that up. I'm like, he eats yellow snow and gets stuck in the mud.
In my car.
Well, if you go back, Anthony, I have. I did it. I did yellow snow recently. I did the eating yellow snow. So just go back to my videos and.
So you're the reason for the Tide Pod challenge.
Yeah, it's people like. Well, now the new thing that apparently they're doing is called the Red Coil Challenge, and they're turning their stoves on, and then you put your arm on the stove, the red coils,
gosh.
And oh yeah, go check it out. Eating yellow snow. And that's.
I did not hear about that.
Yeah, that's the new one. And some guy I just saw it on Facebook. Some guy's like, this is called the Red Coil Challenge. I'm like, that's called third degree burn trip to the hospital. Branding. That's called mutilation, and you need to seek some psychiatric help.
I agree.
Okay, I gotta remember where to go in here to correct this.
People who cut themselves have to seek psychiatric help.
What's that on my wall to the left? What, right here? It's one of Evie's little candlelight holder thingamajiggers. The other one. Wall to my left. Where? Over here? Up here? This is my left. Over here? You mean those over there? They're just some pictures Evie has. It says we make this house a home and we are family. Just some decor. I gotta figure out where to go to change this on my YouTube. Because I want to put that up. That's funny. And I hope someday, I don't think I'll ever get to 1 million subscribers, but God forbid I ever do. That would be awesome. Now, why can't I get to it?
Ishlibadish.
Ishlibadoo. That square thing, yep. Yeah, well, you know, I'm going to tell you this there, Sean. You guys didn't ruin anything for us. You just had a camera and a place to post it. We were doing dumb stuff like this long before you guys. It's just we didn't have a platform to put it out on. I'm trying to figure out how to change this.
That's very true.
Because, like, I'll tell you this, man. I used to do some stupid stuff. And it's just that we didn't have YouTube to put it on for the world to watch our stupidity.
And we didn't have cameras as readily available.
Yeah, digital cameras weren't easy to get a hold of.
Well, no. Heck, even cameras back in the day when we were kids were big old honking things you had to lug around. You had a whole case just for your camera.
Yeah, no doubt. And then you had to have batteries and an SD card and...
Or you had to have tape.
There was you got to have tapes. And then there really wasn't a whole way. It was a lot more complicated back then.
Mm-hmm.
It was a lot more complicated.
And my day.
We didn't have them there. YouTubes. I'm trying to figure out where to go to put this. I know it because I know it says step into G-Bomb's world. And we'll change that to I lick yellow snow and get stuck in mud. That is just awesome. I'm like almost jealous I didn't think of that.
It's under your profile. I'll help you in a minute.
This is where I need Brad. Channel. No. Uh-huh. We didn't know what digital was. I remember when like debit cards first came out. That was like huge. People were going crazy for debit cards. Check cards is what they used to call them. Check cards.
Or ATM cards is what they had before that. They didn't even have those.
Edit description.
That should be where.
Yeah, I got to figure out where that is, though, to put that in. I was just here the other day. It won't load it correctly. It might be because I'm live right now. It's not giving me access to. It should, though. I'm trying to figure it out, guys. I won't get off of here until it's done. There it is. Maybe it's about.
Yeah.
There we go. Yep, there we go. Description. Here we go. Now I guess got to be able to edit this. There we go. Edit that right there. There we go. I lick yellow snow and get stuck in the mud. There you go. I lick yellow snow and get stuck in the mud. There you go. That is my new name. I was thinking about this, guys. I found a way that I can change my channel name. And I wanted to run it past you guys. What do you think? Should I change my channel name or should I just leave it as it is? You took a computer class in high school. It was called data processing. I don't know. I was thinking about it. It's just, I don't know if the name works for the channel or if it's easy to find for people. I don't know. It's not very descriptive. So many people have so many cool. Do you guys see it now? I lick yellow snow and get stuck in the mud. So only the true kraut in the mud. Ja, we will get out of the mud. The mud is just sticky. Well, good. Hey, guys, thank you, thank you for coming up. Huh, that's odd.
What?
He says he went to it and it won't let him watch it all. Maybe try it again? I don't know. That's odd. If you're saying who I think that is, Skippy. I don't think so. Let me go to this yellow snow video. There it is right there. Instant regret fail eating yellow snow. Idiot eats yellow snow. I do feel like an idiot for that. No, it looks like it's playing fine for me. It's at about 12 or 13 minutes is when said incident occurs. So, I apologize if it's not working for you. Go back another time, try it again sometime. Maybe it'll fix it. I don't know, but yeah, check it out. Funny video. Hasn't gotten a lot of views. I was hoping that one was gonna get a lot more, but not so much. What can you do though? You know, these things happen. Well, guys, it's been an hour and 15 minutes. I said I was going to do 30 to 40, and then I said I was going to do an hour, then I said I was going to do an hour and 15. So, I got to quit stalling. I apologize, but it's been a lot of fun hanging out with everybody, chatting, chilling, coming up with some convos. Hopefully, everybody has a good night. J-Man is going to go live. He wants to do some Fortnite, so hopefully you guys tune in and check that out. The red line is watch history. That's what he means. Oh, okay. Well, good. I'm glad everybody had a good time hanging out. Appreciate you guys coming by, wasting some of your life with me. You guys stop in tomorrow. We'll be back for another chat. I'll come up with some more weird stuff that I think about, and we'll discuss, and we'll see how it goes. Thank you so much for everybody stopping in. Go check out some of the older videos if you haven't had your fill. Go watch a few more of the older stuff, and comment on those videos, and share them if you think you find something that makes you giggle. And I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. We'll see you guys at a later time. Bye.